So, me boys and girls, I'm gonna do here a mix for you to see how easy it is and how good it will look in the end. So I've done already 3 tubs, about 60 kilos. Right, look at this. Okay, nice. No cornstarch, no additives. Nice and pure, just sugar and inverted syrup. This inverted syrup that I got this weekend is much thicker, and I had to add water. So it's in the winter, normal water will do. If it was spring, summer, will have to be with the distilled water. Normal water, it's not good. I've tried it. It will cause fermentation. So either have a syrup not too thick, and there are, because I've bought before, because the water is not good when it's warm, and also the colony's temperature as well. Had no problems this spring and summer with fermentation. So, but like I said, I just bought this syrup, and they recommend to dilute 10% to 20%. So I'm putting here even a bit more than that of water. I'm putting almost 2 liters, 2.3 liters of syrup, and about 800 milliliters of water, more or less. Then I adjust the things. So it's there already, the syrup, and let's see if I can do this. So what I do, I put first 4 or 5 jugs of sugar, and the idea is adding the sugar while the machine is mixing it. So you have to judge when it's needed, otherwise it will glue, it will stick to the sides. Some machines have a protection with metal, so you can still put the powder. This one I just can't. If I remove the protection that it was there, I have to remove it. It will stop the machine. Okay, so here we go. I put about, I think it was 5 jugs. Machine starts, and as it starts mixing it, I keep adding sugar, and I have to judge so I don't put too much at one time, otherwise the machine, either it starts gluing to the sides, you can see there, but I have to judge the sugar so that in the end doesn't get too heavy, because as I said on the other video, there is another hook. That one, that attachment mixes pretty fast, but you have to know what you're doing. You have to keep putting the sugar, and it will mix and gets to a point that you think it's too much dry, but it isn't. Only as you do a couple times. And like I said, this syrup is different from the other one I was using, and I'm pretty much there. You know, I had to do a few times to learn. So I like to let the machine mix. Of course, it's only syrup, it's sugar. It's not a big problem. But when I put vitamins, proteins, other things, I mix everything with the syrup. So the syrup, just put a bit of sugar in, let it really mix very well when it's pretty much very, very liquid, and then I increase the sugar so it mixes very well. I know it's still early to stop, so I can put more and more, but what we don't want is that, to let it stick to the sides. So keep adding sugar, You get to a point that the machine would clean. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The problem is sometimes you get a bit of sugar out. The video might be too long. You have to be very fast, otherwise it started sticking to the sides. I've done those three, none of them stick to the sides, so just have to keep going, keep going. If you put too much sugar, then the bucket becomes, if you put too much syrup, then the bucket becomes too small. You don't have enough space to get to the point that, like, this one is not doing the same as the other three that I just did. I might have put a bit more than I wanted of syrup. The other ones haven't done this, so it's you can hear the noise of the sugar being crushed against the sides. So it's almost there. But I might have put a bit more syrup than the other times before. So you have to be careful, otherwise the machine will stop because it will not have the strength. It's almost at its maximum. You can hear the noise. And you can see that the sugar, it's not, how do I say it, against the walls. It's not stick to against the walls of the we call it, of the basket, or not basket, I can't remember the name now. Okay. A bit less syrup next time, but you can see it's coming out of the walls, all clean. Getting to be too much sugar for this load. So have to be a bit less syrup. And as it mixes, it will only be ready when there is no sugar stick to the walls of the bucket. So you have to keep adding slowly. Of course, it doesn't have the protection, and I'm trying to do very as thicker as I can. So what happens is that it's taking a bit more time, but there it is. It's pretty much there. Small amount, only small amounts, so that it really mixes well. And if the machine stops, there will be, how should I say, it will be really well mixed. Doesn't have any, not too much sugar in powder that hasn't been mixed, but it hasn't stopped so far the way I've been doing it. And that's it. It's there. Let it mix a little bit more. So it takes about 10-11 minutes to do a mix. If it was softer, of course, it's much faster. Small machine. I cannot. How do I put it to you? Cannot go faster than this, otherwise it will burn the motor. Okay, so it is done. Now we can see. So really nice. Anyway, if you have more than 100 colonies, this is a must. You will save thousands. You will do your mixes according to the season, according to how the bees are, according even weekly. Do you have nectar flow? You don't have nectar flow. Is it cold? Is it warm? It depends how the field is. You can adjust. Almost not weekly is too much, but at least every 2 weeks you can adjust the mix to the conditions. It's really nice piece of equipment. And granted, your sugar, you can then add whatever you think should be. There are many recipes out there. A lot of people with experience that have their recipes that you should try. Then you will, in the end, have your own recipe for what you need, for what you want to do.